Okay, good morning. I am right now trying to decide what I want to make today, and I have a few different options. I think I'm gonna make a chocolate ball recipe for my friend Fiona because I'm doing this new series on social where I text my friends and I ask them what they're craving, and then I make it for them and then send it to them in like a Uber carrier. And I'm doing that for two reasons. One, because I just need to be creating more video content, but I can't develop more net new recipes than I already am because I already feel like I'm developing so many new recipes. So this way I can maybe use recipes that already exist on the internet or I've made before. Obviously, if it's not developed by me, I would of course credit people in the caption and in the video. And also, my least favorite thing about being a content creator, recipe developer, and constantly baking is having to figure out what to do with all the leftover baked goods. I very rarely throw anything away unless it's not good, because I hate giving food away that I'm not proud of or that I don't think is very good. And also, who really wants to eat something that's not like very good? This kind of like helps solve that problem where like I'm baking something and I already know where it's going to. I already know that it's gonna be eaten, or at least I'm giving it away. Who knows if they're gonna eat all of it or not, but at least like it solves that problem for me. So I'm thinking I might do that today. And then I'm also, what else? Oh yeah, I'm also gonna do a salmon dip. Today was gonna be like an admin day, honestly, but I realized I had to film a video today, so I'm just gonna knock out a few recipes and then maybe try to do some more admin tomorrow. I also spent the morning doing some admin, so it's now like 10:30. It's not even late, but I posted a recipe, I did some planning, so I'm just gonna get right into baking today. We'll see what happens. I also prefer to get my baking done earlier in the day because I just get stressed if I save it to the afternoon. The one thing though about baking now in the afternoon is I actually get a lot of sunlight in the afternoon, so I do like filming when I can only put it in direct sunlight, but I can always save like a hero piece and get like a good hero shot later. I've also gotten better about planning my groceries, and I'm borrowing my parents' car, and last week it's so hard to park in Brooklyn or in New York. I left at like 9:30 because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna like go grocery shopping. I didn't go home until 12 and I came home without groceries. I drove for like 20 minutes, sat in traffic. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go back and then order groceries. Like, I'm not gonna get back for so long if I go to the store now. But then I couldn't find parking anywhere, and it was right kind of like in the awkward time between like street parking or street sweeping and having to move cars. So I just drove around for so long, and then I ended up just sitting in my car doing some work while I waited for the street cleaner to come by. So after that I was like, okay, I'm not allowed to run errands or go grocery shopping in the middle of the day because I'm gonna waste 2 hours. I just benefit from ordering my groceries. It's like a few extra dollars, but it saves me so much time, and I've gotten better about doing it the night before. So last night I ordered the groceries for today that are gonna come in, like, they actually should have been here already. I love Instacart, but sometimes they are a little bit late, but also there's so much traffic in Brooklyn, so I get it. But for these chocolate balls that I'm making, they're super classic Swedish dessert or snack treat, whatever, and they are the easiest no-bake thing ever, and they're so good. I used to always bring them to school and bake them for my friends as like a little afternoon fika treat. And it's literally just sugar, coconut, flour, coconut and cocoa, butter, vanilla, and a little bit of coffee. That's it. And I'm gonna maybe do some different things with it. I think this coconut is a little bit bigger than I want it to be, so I might shred it. And then I think I'm gonna do half in coconut and then half in this Swedish pearl sugar. So actually the first recipe I'm gonna test is this kind of salmon dip. And then I have these little cute, I can't remember what they're called, but these little like popper peppers that I got from Whole Foods. And then I have some olives, and I'm gonna do just like a little spread. Something that's really helped me, especially at Food Tutu, if I was serving something, to pick out the serveware before, so I can kind of see like how it like looks. So this is what I chose. I have this platter, and then this is gonna be for the salmon dip. This is for the little peppers, and then I think this is for the olives, but it might be a little too big, so I might change it out. Okay, so I made the salmon dip. Something about this lighting makes it really hard to actually see. It was very like Swedish inspired, so it has that kind of like mustard and dill and vinegary flavor. So I basically roasted some salmon and then did cream cheese, although the cream cheese and the oil from the salmon isn't mixing that well, but I think that's totally fine. And then I did mustard, white vinegar, salt, pepper, and I'm super happy with it. And it's like this very kind of dippable consistency. I also forgot that I had these tin mussels from Patagonia that I'm gonna add to the tray too. It might not really look amazing through the camera, but it tastes really good. I feel like I should have done these in this little bowl instead because it doesn't quite fill it up, so I'm wondering if I should switch and do olives in that one instead. Okay, so here is the final little spread. I got these like mini crackers. They're super cute and like bite size, and then I have some olives, these little peppers, and then some smoked mussels. And I really love the size of these crackers. They're like so small and cute. I already tried the dip, so I'm not gonna try it again, but it's really good. It's a perfect consistency to like dip in or also spread, but the recipe is also gonna be linked below if you wanna make it. I wish that I was like having people over right now because this would be the perfect thing to have at like a little get together if you were hosting people, a little appetizer spread, or just like a snack plate. I feel like I'm always gonna be going by the window to take a little close up, but here it is. The crackers maybe look a little bit busy, especially with the mussels, but for some reason I wasn't anticipating them being so small. But I think it still looks really good. Okay, so I'm on to recipe 2 for the day. I changed my shirt because I wanted it to look like I'm filming on a different day, but I'm not. So I made the chocolate ball mixture, which is, I think I mentioned it before, but it's literally just cocoa powder, butter, sugar, coffee, salt, vanilla, and it is one of the best things. And they're no bake, and definitely not like healthy no bake balls, but they are delicious. But these coconut flakes you have to use unsweetened because first of all, I hate sweetened coconut. It's not good and it's always too sweet. But in Sweden, you always just use like unsweetened, but the shards are a little bit smaller. Sweetened or unsweetened coconut that you get in the US is a little bit bigger. I was gonna pulse it in the mixer, but I don't really feel like getting my blender out. Okay, it's a little bit softer than I anticipated it would be, so I don't think it's gonna really crush up with my hands. So I might, is it even worth it? Okay, I think that's good. What I don't like about this though is that it's kind of toasted, which is fine. It just kind of gives it like a slightly yellow-ish brown tint. There's way less pearl sugar left than I thought, so I'm probably gonna only be able to cover a few chocolate balls with this. Like I think really just like 2 or 3. Okay, here they are. Only the best Swedish no-bake treat ever. I don't know why the lighting is so red. Little chocolate balls. I'm gonna text her and see if she's home from work. Hopefully it's a good little post-work surprise treat. She did think she was gonna get them yesterday, but then I got too lazy and I didn't feel like baking. I'm definitely gonna save one for Luke's and I to eat because these are probably one of my favorite things. I put them in a little Tupperware container and then a little brown bag. I'm actually gonna do this. I kind of want to like up my game in terms of like what to send it in and what to pack it in. This will do for now. Now I'm gonna make some dinner. Some bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs, the best. I'm gonna air fry them, and with this we're probably just gonna have some veggies that we roasted last night, and then we're gonna try to find a show that we can watch together. Always so hard, but wish us luck. It's Friday afternoon right now, and if it was any other Friday, I wouldn't be cooking. I was gone through Wednesday night, so I haven't really had a lot of time to work this week, so I feel like I just need to catch up on stuff. And I've been really bad about planning. Sometimes I want to plan all my recipes out, but when I do that, sometimes I'm not always good to sticking to a plan. I am gonna make it a serious habit because I think it's such a key to being successful, and I do know that when I do plan, it helps me. So I'm really gonna try to get in the habit. I don't have time right now to like go grocery shopping. I also don't want to because I already went, and I don't have the brain capacity to try to think of something like net new to make. So I am just gonna try to get caught up for tomorrow and make what was I gonna make? Oh, I was deciding between a yeast dough and also little meringue cookies, because I'm going to use the meringue cookies for a different recipe test. And those you can make ahead as long as you kind of store them properly. Those, where do I do the yeasted? I would say I would do the yeasted dough and then let it proof overnight. But I am going to an event tomorrow morning from like 9 to 12. So I don't want it to sit too long in the fridge. Although, let me do some Googling real quick. Yeast dough. Okay, a yeast dough, I should know this. A yeast dough can last in the fridge up to 7 days. I don't know if I really believe that, but I think I'm gonna do that because then I will just have it ready to go and then I can finish it tomorrow after my event, because even though it's Saturday tomorrow, I'm gonna just try to get caught up on work tomorrow and Sunday. I also just like, we drank so much in Barcelona and spent so much money, so I just need to like lay low for the weekend. So I think that is my plan. It's gonna be like orange cardamom buns, I think, in like a skillet, which I'm excited for. I think it sounds really good. And then I'm debating whether I should do a glaze or I should do like a cream cheese frosting, but we will get to that tomorrow. I'm actually using this saffron bun cake dough as the base, and I'm probably gonna change a few things. I developed this for Food 52 last winter. Okay, so the recipe says half a cup of sugar, but for this I want it to be a little bit less sweet, so I just, what did I do? Oh, I just did a 1/4 cup, so 50 grams. And then here I have a little bit of active dry yeast. I really need to get no, this is instant actually, what am I saying? I really have to get another container because I'm almost out and I know I'm gonna need it soon, and then I'm gonna be pissed that I don't have any left. I actually have to drive Lucas to an appointment, so I have to pause this and then I will finish it when I get back. Okay, I think I kind of messed up because I just left everything out. I didn't think it was gonna take that long, but I feel like I've been gone for almost an hour now, and let's see if we can see it. The yeast started activating, which obviously that didn't even cross my mind. So feel like maybe I should start over. Maybe it's fine. Actually don't know. I've never done this before, so I'm not actually sure. I'm gonna Google again. I actually think it should be okay. I guess we'll see. We'll use this as like a little experiment. Yeah, I'm gonna add the rest of the ingredients and then I'm gonna knead it together and then we'll see how it proofs. I actually ended up having to add way more flour than I usually do to this dough. I had to add a whole half cup more, which is really interesting because I just realized too that the thermostat in our kitchen says that it's 70% humidity in here, which means that the dough is going to be a little bit stickier. But a half a cup feels a lot, and I have tested this base dough recipe so many times before, so I'm kind of surprised. I'm so glad I didn't add more flour because, okay, it needs to actually knead for a bit longer because you can tell it's still a little bit sticky and it's not quite where I want it to be at. See, it kind of ripped. Okay, I think it's kneaded long enough. It sounds excessive to knead your dough for like 30 minutes, but honestly, that's what you have to do if you want that like really pillowy, soft dough, because the longer you knead it for, the more gluten develops, and then you get this like beautiful, super stretchy dough that's gonna turn into really soft and fluffy buns, I guess. The cool thing is too, like it looks not, I don't want to say it looks wet, but it looks like it would be sticky, but because there's so much gluten development here, I can touch it without it sticking to my hands. It can almost trick you into thinking you need to add more flour, but really sometimes all you have to do is just knead more. We're gonna do the little stretch test. Honestly, you can already tell it's super stretchy, but look how sheer that is, so you know it's done. I'm gonna cover it and I'm gonna let it proof overnight in the fridge, and I will see you tomorrow morning. And then also, really quick, we got a smoker for the outdoor space. So I went to our butcher shop, or it's actually not close by, it's like, I had to drive there. But I got some marinated hanger steak, some chicken thighs, some ground beef, I think. I kind of panicked. I would have gotten more because actually it's pretty cheap. But Lucas is preheating the smoker and he's gonna smoke some meat and we're just gonna chill and have a cozy Friday night. Okay, here's the dough that we proofed last night. It did an overnight proof and it definitely did double in size. And look how much harder it is today, which is gonna make it a lot easier to roll it out. Okay, so here is the dough that I already showed you. And then I also made a cardamom and orange filling. So I did a mix of brown sugar and white sugar, not really for any specific reason, just because, yeah, I don't know. I will see how it turns out. And then I did unsalted butter, salt, and then cardamom seeds that I ground up, like not super coarsely, but kind of enough for there to be like some bigger pieces and some small pieces. And then the zest of just one orange. I was debating adding 2, but I'm gonna see if just 1 is enough to add orange flavor because I kind of want to add the second orange to the frosting. So I'm gonna roll it out and then add the filling. I'm also trying to get the corners to be a little bit more sharp so that all the buns end up being closer to the same. It didn't spread out as evenly as I wanted it to, but as long as it's close to the edges, it should bake up well. This is not a recipe test, but Lucas is smoking some ribs and I wish you could smell it because it smells insane. That looks so good. How much longer does it have? Okay, barbecue sauce is going on. So I obviously added a little bit of a heavy cream. Instead of doing egg, I'm just taking some of the cream on the bottom and I'm gonna add it to the top because I don't really feel like breaking open an egg right now. And usually heavy cream is enough because we're also gonna add frosting, but you could definitely use an egg too. Okay, I'm gonna bake these. I'm gonna actually underbake these a little bit. So usually I'm gonna check them out like 25 minutes. That's probably gonna be a little too short, but I do want them to be like super soft and definitely not overbaked at all. But I'm really happy with how they rose. Okay, so far they're looking really good. Definitely having to bake them for a little longer than I initially thought though. Okay, the buns just came out of the oven. I think I might have accidentally overproofed them just a little bit, but they look really good. Usually I would maybe bake them until like 200, but I took them out at 190. I was debating between making a cream cheese frosting and making just like a glaze. I didn't feel like getting my mixer out and I made this orange glaze with just powdered sugar, orange juice, orange zest, and some salt. And it tasted really good, so I actually think I'm just gonna stick to this for now. And then in the recipe, I'll add measurements for butter and cream cheese if you do want to make a cream cheese frosting. But I'm excited to see how this turns out. Okay, these look insane. Look at that glaze. And also, I'm filming too. Okay, I probably went a little crazier with the glaze than I needed to. You could always add less if you want. I just tried to tear one off, but it's so hot. Okay, I'm gonna finish filming for TikTok and I'm gonna try to film for both so you can see me rip it open. I actually think I've let it cool for a little. Okay, it's hard to see because the lighting isn't great, but it's so soft. These are really good. Yeah, they're really good. You can see under here the sugar and the cream kind of like get like really nice and caramelized, and these are actually really good. I think things that I would have changed is maybe make a tangzong to make it like even more fluffy, but I actually don't even really think they need it because they're still super moist and tender from the cream and all the kneading and all the filling and whatnot. And then I think I would have tried to not overproof them because honestly you can't really taste it. Sometimes when you overproof doughs, they can taste a little bit yeasty, but there's so much flavor in these buns that you really can't taste it. The only thing is you can kind of tell on the top kind of like cracks a little bit. And I know I was debating between having just an icing and a cream cheese frosting, I actually am happy that I went with icing because I don't think it really needs a cream cheese frosting because there's so much else going on. Very few notes. I think it turned out really well, and I think for the final recipe write-up, I'll just change a few things. But besides that, I'm very happy with them. So here's a really caramelized bottom that I was talking about, and then you can see all the big cardamom specks, and they're so soft, moist, juicy, if you want to call them that. And I love how the icing just like pools right on top. I'm gonna write up the recipe, and the recipe will be linked in the description by the time this video comes out. If you make them, definitely let me know what you think. Lucas is the worst and literally ate the center of the center bun.
Chill.